On Thunder Road with Mary Jane. South Jersey was full of losers, but I was the one pulling out to win. By Walter Bound. Published on the Riff. I couldn't believe it. Was this actually happening? I was finally driving with a girl, this woman called Mary Jane, an Irish lass with luscious red hair and a smile that would charm John Wayne, too, from The Quiet Man. She wasn't a Jersey girl, but that was okay. I just changed the words and sang, I'm in love with a PA girl. I was crazy about her. After we met at a dance in Philly, I like to believe I told everyone, I found the woman I'm going to marry. The first time in my life I felt a woman was like, really? Crazy about me too. Was this actually happening? I kept repeating, I'll love you with all the madness in my soul. But did she know how truly mad I was? It was our first long date. In Ridley Park, PA, I picked her up in my piss of shit Honda Civic, a car with no viable form of heat. But that was okay, until the drive back. For that, I always had blankets in the back. I sold my Nissan 200SX to finance my rambles through Europe. The soundtrack to the Jersey Shore was, of course, Bruce Springsteen, who Mary Jane also liked a lot. I had visions of Mary Jane sitting barefoot on the hood of my Honda Civic, drinking warm beer in the soft summer rain. In fact, it was her cassette tape, Greetings from Asbury Park, that we played first. Unfortunately, I have the horrible habit of singing songs to impress the poor listener with my musical prowess and memory. She didn't know then that I'm so anti-authority that I really stand up when told to sit down. I'm not too into the man. When I croon and telegraph Bruce, I actually feel that Mary Jane and I are in those albums. Not sure that is healthy. After all, we're different. And Bruce is Bruce, and Walter is odd. Those emotions, though, and that passion, youthful passion, is real. The connections are real. And listening now to Born to Run while writing this, well, twice actually, at 2 and 50, recovering from a COVID booster, I go back to 1984 with Mary Jane and our first drive to the Jersey Shore, heading to Route 9. And it's hard now to keep the tears back. Not sure what those tears are about, but maybe I'll find out by the end of this story. I always tried emulating poorly in real life Ernest Hemingway in Paris and Lord Byron in Italy. Bruce was one of those working-class Jersey heroes full of angst and romance that resonated with me. He was a musician and a lyricist, and I was a writer and a grad student in English, and Bruce was Central Jersey, and I was Mr. South Jersey. Mary Jane and I crossed the Delaware River and passed through a town on Route 322 we would eventually live for 15 years with our daughters. It's Mulligan Hill. Oh, if I knew then what was coming. The music and the talk continued as I hit the gas on Route 55 South towards Cape May. Did that piss of shit ever inch over 62 miles per hour? I'm not sure why we picked that Jersey Shore town. It's the furthest away, but she had never been there. I knew Cape May well. My dad also had his boat there for a season or two at Utrecht's Marina by that lobster place, and I would use his boat as a hermit's retreat. As soon as Route 55 ended, we hit the two-lane highway, the old Route 47. We stopped at a mom-and-pop store. For some reason, I lied and said I liked patronizing private places rather than corporate stores like Wawa's or Sheetz. That was a complete lie. What an ass. And she believed me? What was I trying to prove? That I was some working-class hero? An anti-corporate renegade? Was I green-splaining then? Bypass 347 through Bella Plain State Forest is a pleasure to drive when there is no traffic. And this was late spring, maybe late April, early May. We met on April 2nd, 1994. By now, we switched to Born to Run on CD. Two tramps like us, continued, in my suicide machine. I knew the lyrics much better here on this album, and that just made it worse for Mary Jane, I believe. Did I want to die with Mary Jane on the street that night in an everlasting kiss? No, not die, but die to my old ways of living and living alone. And I swore I wanted to love her with all the madness in my soul. Some idiotic New Jersey politician, you mean only one, wanted Born to Run as the state song of New Jersey? Really? It's a death trap? It's a suicide rap? We gotta get out while we're young? Wow, that will get people to move to Jersey. In his great autobiography, Springsteen admits the irony of wanting to get out of Jersey when he was young and restless, and now he lives like 10 minutes away or so from Freehold. It was like me too, wandering around Europe, not wanting to return, and now I'm teaching at my old high school. New Jersey has an odd hold on people. I don't know what it is. When She's the One came on, I knew Mary Jane was the one. Is it wrong or psychotic to tweezer yourself into songs? Maybe that's part of the magic of music, eh? When Adele sings, I think every girl before Mary Jane feels like Adele about me. Maybe even Alanis Morissette. No, that is psychotic, mates. The screen door slams. Mary's dress sways. Like a vision she dances across the porch as the radio plays. Oh, sorry. There is magic in the night. Maybe we're not that young anymore. Gee, isn't that right? Is that the source of the tears? In the past 27 years, those two lanes have taken us anywhere and everywhere on so many road trips in the United States, in Canada, and in Europe. Soon, two more, Madeline and Nancy, our daughters, will be climbing aboard not a pink Cadillac, but our Mazda MPV minivan. Oh, so many fun times. And we're out now, out to find the promised land. But I know where that land is. Really? Jungle Land? Maybe, but no. Right here with Mary Jane, now in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, at least for a while. With retirement coming for me and Mary Jane launching a new career and with future possible book deals for this Scribner, who knows where the roads will take us. And you know what? Like any person of depth, she still has those killer graces and her secret places that no boy can fill. Can I get an amen? Needless to say, that day in Cape May was amazing. We remained on the beach late at night, on the dunes at Sunset Beach. No one was around. I asked her to dance. She said there was no music, so I snapped my finger and the moon appeared. I clapped and clapped again, and the moon grew brighter. I had such power, and I sang wonderfully, just like that Belfast cowboy, Van Morrison's Moon Dance. By the way, Mary Jane still insists Bruce sings on Thunder Road, Mary's dressed. Waves. Why? Because she acknowledges him. Wow, I love that. I would love a wave. She's dressed, she waves at me. Hey, Bruce, I think she improved on your magic. It was cold heading back. I had to work at 6 in the morning. 2 hours of sleep is plenty for someone 5 and 20. On the way back across the state line, we sang, "Except roll down the window and let the wind blow back your hair." Well, the night's busting open and these two lanes will take us anywhere. We got one last chance to make it real, to trade in these wings on some wheels. Climb in the back, heaven's waiting down on the tracks. How little did we know that heaven was indeed waiting. Thanks, Bruce. You are the boss, and thanks, Mary Jane, for taking a chance on me. Cue ABBA. Wait, no, stop.